what are those common mistakes that people make, when building their personal brand, and how can we avoid this kind of mistakes?
Okay, so it's a good question. I think that the most common mistakes that I see from people when they start building their personal brand is a lack of thought behind their content. So again, just echoing what I've said previously, have thought, context, and planning behind everything that you put out on social media or online, or even the things that you say to people in person at networking events. There's a lot of people that, as I say, will start posting on social media in order to create a bit of a storm, to generate engagement, to get a lot of views, to get a lot of angry people or a lot of whatever, a lot of people seeing their content, and they will go far to do these things, and they'll share content that may be rude, it may be questionable in a way, it may be offensive, whatever it may be, to try and generate engagement, thinking a few extra likes on my posts means that I built my personal brand. That is not what that means at all. If you think about how easy it is for you to click like on a post, likes do not correlate to how good your personal brand is. So I think that's one thing that's really important to remember. So a lack of thought, as I say, posting for the sake of posting. So I would rather see 2 valuable posts a week from my favorite creators than 5 kind of rubbish posts. If they spend a lot of time throughout the week thinking about the type of content they're going to put out and they put it out and it's valuable, then I'll engage, I'll reach out to them. But if they're just posting like a selfie or a photo of their dog and saying another great week at the office this week, what's the point? It's not valuable. So don't post for the sake of posting. Only post when you feel it's going to positively contribute towards your personal brand, but towards your reputation online. And lastly, the third thing I see, and I see it more and more on LinkedIn, and it's posting to boost your ego. And the reason I say that is because, going back to the point I made about people correlating followers and likes on social media with success, and that is not what it means at all. I've built an audience of over 6,000 people, but I was at, I think, about 5,000 before I started seeing any real value or return on investment from my personal brand. So that 5,000 people wasn't necessarily success to me. It depends what success is kind of defined by you, I suppose. But a lot of people post to get hundreds of followers, or they post to get hundreds of thousands of followers, or they'll post to get thousands of likes, or they'll do something called virtue signaling, is what we call it in the personal brand world, where they'll post or they'll do something really positive just so they can post about it on social media. So you see it sometimes on platforms like TikTok and Facebook, where someone will donate to a homeless person and they'll record it and they'll post it because they know they'll get more engagement that way. And it's quite selfish in a way, and it's people will often consume it, be like, oh wow, that's really lovely, but and most of the time it is, and it's a great thing to do. But at the same time, some people do it because they know they'll get more followers, and they know that with more followers, they can then potentially look at getting more business. So
I know
don't.
most of them do that for that. Like if it is on social media, I mean, I don't want to really be rude here, but when it comes to like helping people, recording
Mhm.
stuff on camera, if we don't count some people that do it because they want to encourage other people to do it mostly, and some of them are even staged. Yeah.
Mhm. Precisely. Yeah, it's and some people do it for good means, some people do it because they want to promote, being kind to others. But as I say, don't post because you're seeking engagement or seeking validation from others, which I think is very easy to do. If you start growing your personal brand and you start growing an audience quite quickly, which is something that I experienced, it kind of scaled. I blinked and it scaled really quickly. It's so easy to then think, oh, this is giving me dopamine. This is really exciting. I'm getting lots of validation, lots of comments, lots of likes from people. So try and shut that emotion away as hard as it is, because at the end of the day, if you're posting for your own personal validation, you are not building a personal brand. You are becoming an influencer, or you're posting just to like feed your own need. So yeah, that's kind of like the main mistakes I see. And there's plenty of different mistakes that you see, but those are kind of like the main key ones, and ones where a lot of people fall into that trap of doing.